Alright, you fuckers, we're back. And unlike last week, we have a plan. I'm gonna try to patch the things that I don't need a shrink or stretcher for, because, like, this isn't gonna cut it. This looks like shit, this is gonna be horrible to weld, and I just want to do a good job, because windshield sealing is pretty important. So for now, I'm just gonna try to connect the pillar to the roof. I'm gonna hammer the inside or pry it up so it matches the line, and then put a very, very thin piece of metal here. There's a flap here from the previous patch that covers almost all of the gutter on the A-pillar, so I'm gonna cut that off. So now I'm just gonna start cleaning up this area. I'm just gonna make it the width of this grinding disc. So, and now I'm gonna use a screwdriver to flatten this out so that. Okay. I mean, it's not super sick, but I think it'll work. A bit more than a quarter inch so that we have room to grind it down. I just spilled all my water all over the wood. Man, it's probably gonna be fucking hot! Jesus! Borrowing this fancy tool from one of my dear friends. It's really good. I'm gonna try really hard not to warp the roof. I think that'll be a pretty key thing to do. If the roof warps, then I can't fit the windshield properly, and that would be disastrous. Well, it's not my best job, but it's my most recent. Next point of contention is this guy here, just the bottom of that A-pillar we were just patching. Looks like they didn't really try to connect it at all. I'm gonna try to replace this and connect the pillar with the rest of the body. Right, well, it only took 4 or 5 hours, but this is what I came up with. This is the patch. I know this part doesn't fit super good, but I'm gonna try to put a little piece in there and then weld it. I drilled these little guys so I could spot weld. I think the shape fits pretty okay. Yeah, other than that, it took me way too long. These are all from my failed attempts at making that panel. I hope to God it turns out well, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna... Good morning. It's Tuesday. I had a feverish nightmare last night that I still can't shake. Alright, well, that's good enough for me. So before I seal this pillar off, I'm gonna fill everything I can see with rust converter, just to cover my bases for the future. You know I like to take breaks, so I'm having a UCC black coffee. There's gonna be like a rubber trim that goes around over this part, so this doesn't have to be superb, but I'd like this to be nice. Just gonna hit it with the old... this guy. I'm just trying to patch all these shitty little holes to see if I can do this and not have to remake this entire panel, if I could just fill them with weld and then grind them down flat. So far, it's going okay. I'm not gonna say anything else. Next, I think I want to tackle this. I'm gonna hammer it up and then try to connect that. My welding mask isn't really working right now, so I don't think I should weld. Good afternoon, it's 1 o'clock. I'm starting late today because I played Skyrim all morning. Today all I'm gonna do is just move this light that's off above my workbench over to above the car where I'm gonna be working on the windshield patches, so I have better lighting and I can actually see what I'm doing. So dirty. Boom. Oh my god, look at that. Life could be a dream. Okay, well that almost took no time at all, despite how long I've been putting it off. And I still have the rest of the day, I guess. It's 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to find something else to do. I think I'm gonna go after this one. It's just full of rust holes. I tried to see if I could like weld it and grind it down, but it's too far gone. This would be an easy patch if it wasn't for this bump that is for the door. So I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna recreate this bump. My good friend Eugene also came by last night to drop off this vise, which is off of an ancient machine. So I've got a bit of what's maybe an unconventional method to do this here. I can't really figure out another way to do it, but this teardrop on my dolly from one of my repair kits kind of matches the bump that I have to make on the old panel. So I think I'm just gonna place this and then just whack the shit out of it. This is going super great in comparison to the old piece. The old piece is certainly, it's like flat and then gets bumped, whereas mine is kind of just like a bend with an exaggerated bump. I'm gonna try to add some heat to see if I can get this to pull out in an exact spot as opposed to just pulling the whole sheet. So, looks like I'm gonna have to cut a new piece. I just hammered through this one completely. That was silly. So I'm pretty close. Just gonna start grinding down these edges. I could live with that. I saw this thing online where this guy who restores classic cars was telling me what to do if like your seatbelt is sticky. Like this one's pretty sticky, so he said spray both sides of it and then run it through the little spinny thing down at the bottom a couple of times and then wipe the excess off. So here we go. Silicone lubricant, by the way. Sometimes things you read on the internet are kind of useful. Right now I'm just waiting for the rust converter to dry, and then I'll hit it with a coat of black paint. And then I think that'll be it for today. My shrinker stretcher should be coming in tomorrow, so I can start making patches for the windshield with like the correct radius. I guess tomorrow morning I'm gonna weld up the patch that we made today. What up, beasts? It's noon. I'm waiting for a package to show up from FedEx that said it was supposed to come today. It's not even on the truck yet, so I cannot do anything until that shows up. So the reason I'm only painting the top half of the car is because I want to do it black also, but the main reason is that this paint is okay. This paint has clear coat on it, I polished it, it's kind of shiny, I'm happy with it, I don't want to redo all that work. But this top section, you could see there's like a textural difference between this part and this part, which I believe is single stage, whatever, rocker guard. So I want to get rid of all of that and then paint it normal and glossy and black like the rest of the car, so that it's all one uniform texture as opposed to bumpy on the top, smooth on the bottom, rocker guard everywhere. And also the insides of the doors were just never clear coated, so that needs to go, and I want it all to look gloss black like the rest of the car. I feel like I'm pretty close to almost doing a full spray of the truck, but I do like the black, and I think it's gonna look good once it's all a uniform black, so I'm just gonna stick with that and not create any more work for myself. This is the worst part. Naturally, as soon as I start doing anything, I gotta piss. Look at this. Look how much Bondo there is. Why would you ever need to do this? Like, I do feel this panel is a little bit dented here, but Jesus Christ, man. Alright, well, I just had lunch. There was some 2-week-old succulent lasagna in the back of the fridge that I ate, so hopefully I don't get sick from that. But while I was having lunch, this arrived. Roll-lock sanding discs. 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 They were on sale. They were like $6 a pack. I had to buy a bunch because I know I'm gonna need a bunch. A helmet that hopefully works, unlike the one that I have now that doesn't work. Shrinker stretcher. It's here. With these two devices, these two contraptions, I finally have the ability to do nice curved patches. Wow, look at that, it works. How many times over can you shrink this, or stretch this before it gives? About that many times, I guess. So since I have the luxury of welding once again, I'm just gonna finish that piece that I was working on between the two doors. This is the Leatherman Wave, by the way. It's one of my favorite tools. I basically don't leave home without it. Even grocery shopping. It's kind of silly. I feel like one of those EDC guys that has to carry 2 Glocks in his pants to feel safe and prepared, but I don't know. Leatherman's not the same as a Glock, I guess. Yeah, that fits terribly. I have a really stupid idea I want to share. I think I'm gonna put this in a vise and try to plug all these holes and then grind down the welds, because I don't know if this is gonna work. It looks kind of ugly. This is probably gonna be a disaster because of how thin the metal is. I'm just gonna end up warping it and blowing a bunch of holes in it, but I have to try. Well, I mean, I can see why the previous guy slapped a bunch of Bondo onto it, because this sucks. Chat, I think this is working. Hello, YouTube.
What the fuck? What's going on in here? There's nothing going on.
Buddy,
it's
it's
black.
the front screen.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you just fucking
And then what happens?
press the back screen.
Goes to the back screen. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah.
You're welding garbage. What are you filling?
All these holes.
All of those holes.
Yeah.
This may not work.
It's working, man. What do you mean?
No, when you try to grind it back, it may be full of air.
That's what more welding is for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is how I built the sissy bar.
Yeah, but the sissy bar wasn't made out of rust.
Alright, let's take a grinder to it, see what we reveal. I think it's gonna be disgusting and I'll have to keep welding, so might as well pull the band-aid off early. So the one secret that the pros won't tell you when doing rust repair is you can just fill it with weld. Just fill it with weld. Whoa! Ugh, that's gross. Kinda want a beer. Alright, I'm pretty much done for the night. I've sanded it down, I found all the low spots, I'm just gonna fill them tomorrow, weld it in, and then we can tackle the windshield. Don't look at the back of this, it's fine, it doesn't matter. So yeah, just gonna blow myself. Alright, we're back. It is absolutely dumping snow outside right now. It's cold, and I need to create some heat in this garage, so I'm gonna keep grinding this. It looks absolutely disgusting from the back though. Thank God no one will ever get to see that. Oh my God. It fits like shit. But I'm no fitter, so I'm just gonna weld it anyway. Honestly, the haters were right. Good call from the haters. This is not going so good. Well, I gotta say, this is some of my worst welding yet. I'm gonna make notes of what happened here, and I'm gonna make sure to never repeat any of that. It's absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe I let that go. The gaps were just too big, and turns out there's a lot of bad metal underneath here. Yeah, it was really hard to connect, and now when I grind it, there's going to be a lot of holes, a lot of rust, and I'm probably going to have to go over it again and again a couple times till it's actually presentable, and then I'll have to slap some Bondo on it, obviously, because I won't be able to get it perfect. Which is sad. I didn't want it to go like this, but, you know, it's Friday.